Hello, everyone.
Well, what is going on here today, Martha?
Hello, everyone. Hi, Sarah. It's nice to see your beautiful face appear on the screen. And it's also really, really exciting to see everyone on the screen right now. How are you doing?
I am doing great, and I'm super excited today as we get started with the Unscripted Real Estate Show. So, Martha, I would love to just introduce you to the group today. Guys, Martha is our co-host, the amazing VA located in New Jersey. Could not do anything we do without this woman. She keeps us organized all day, and she keeps the train moving in the right direction and is an expert at communications with all of our clients. So, guys, welcoming Martha, our co-host today. How's it going, Martha?
It's going amazing. Well, thank you for the beautiful introduction. I'm super excited to have the entire team here along with a couple special guests, and I'd love to introduce. How does that sound? Introduce the entire crew.
I think you should do that. Sounds great to me. Let's get
All
started.
right, well, let's begin. So thank you, Sarah, again for the introduction. I am a virtual assistant. I have my own agency and I have a community that I co-lead. I early on knew that it was, I was taught to pursue more with my immigrant parents. So I am just really excited to get to serve the leaders of today, which of course is the JS Realty team, through transaction management and all things marketing. And it's really exciting. So I'll begin with our lovely producer slash really the person who keeps the JS Realty team really organized and together, and just an amazing human being, Jenna. Jenna has more than 20 years experience in the office environment and takes a creative artistic approach to her work. She began her career as an administrative assistant in the software development division of a larger higher education technology firm. Her attention to detail and the ability to not only be a team player, but also a leader in her group earned her several outstanding achievement awards. She's a native Spanish speaker and has a passion for traveling with her husband and her two beautiful children. Thank you, Jenna, for being here, for taking care of all things tech, and we super appreciate you, girl.
Thanks, Jenna. Guys, this also doesn't happen without Jenna. She is, I literally might call her backbone. She has also been called brains before. There are a lot of fun things that we've named her over the years. So thank you for being here, Jenna.
Yes, Jenna is amazing. Hashtag Jenna's amazing. Next, we have our lending consultant, Katie Hickey. Katie was born and raised in Northern Virginia and comes from a family of builders, developers, brokers, and loan officers. Well, growing up, conversations at family meals often involved how to help people achieve the American dream of home ownership. I think is beautiful. Originally from Great Falls, Virginia, Katie attended Great Falls Elementary and chose to attend Clemson University. Go Tigers. There, Katie earned her Bachelor of Business Administration in Marketing before joining the Ritz-Carlton Hotel and Resort Company. And while there, she took full advantage of their world-famous training in management and entered the mortgage industry and quickly became a top producer. The Simmons team is dedicated to helping people achieve their home ownership goals. And Katie is a great leader, mentor, and mom boss. She's a wife and a mom of 4 adorable children. Katie, thank you for being here. And of course, we also have your team as well here. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I'd love to follow with the Simmons team, the production manager, Alyssa Maloney. She is a mortgage loan professional who's worked in hand with the Simmons team to help current and future home buyers with their financing needs. Originally from sunny Southern California, Alyssa relocated to Northern Virginia in 2018 with her husband, 2 kids, and 3 dogs. I would love to see a photo of your 3 dogs. Adorable. She began working with Katie and Lindsay in the fall of 2019 and has helped the Simmons break sales records, consistently being brought on board. Super excited for you to be here, Alyssa. And
thank you.
Yes, thank you. Let's move on with more experts. and our realtor experts, starting with Beth Dunn, the amazing, the hilarious Beth Dunn. Gosh, you are just the best. Growing in Loudoun County, she has watched this county of small towns grow to become the beautiful area that it is today. And when she was in Leesburg, built its first Walmart, and Sterling became home to the Dulles Town Center. So sorry. And she's really watched the county grow to what it is right now. With her vast knowledge of Northern Virginia, Beth helps you find your dream home in the beautiful Northern Virginia, and provides you with personal and professional levels of real estate service that will go above and beyond your expectations. She's also a huge foodie, and her husband and her are enjoying her new roles as parents to a beautiful little girl who also just recently turned 2. Oh my goodness.
Terrible twos, guys. Terrible twos. Here we go. My little drama llama.
Love it. And I would love to also introduce the amazing Sarah that just got in our call. Sarah is also in the Simmons team. She's the marketing director, born and raised in Herndon, Virginia, and was introduced to real estate, mortgage, and construction industries at a very, very young age. Her father owned a large commercial construction company for over 36 years, and her mother was also in real estate. Then went into mortgage banking. After high school, Sarah decided to venture into a different career, but still one that involved the connection with people. Amazing. She attended Graham Webb International Academy for Hair and received her cosmetology certificate in 2001. She's also very involved with her family's construction company for many years, providing customer service and supporting the different teams and conducting on-site visits. In 2021, Sarah joined the Simmons team as their client relations and marketing specialist. She has loved working with the Simmons team and learning daily from the best. And in her spare time, Sarah enjoys spending time with her 2 children, Jackson and Savannah, who keep life busy with different sports and activities. And she also enjoys cooking and pairing great wines. Well, that's exciting. And I will definitely reach out to you to see what's your favorite wine and what I should pair it to. I have a couple, so maybe you can suggest what I could pair it with.
And Martha, I would just like to point out, now I know why Sarah always looks so good, because of the cosmetology. Apparently she does know how to do hair. That's why she always looks so fabulous. So
that's the answer.
So fun to get to know that about you, Sarah.
Thanks.
We have another cosmetologist on the call as well, but we'll get to that later.
Oh, maybe a fun fact.
A fun fact is coming.
Well, awesome. Thank you, ladies, all for being here. And let's resume with the rest of our expert realtors. Let's go with Christopher Madison. Well, Coach Chris Madison is a Northern VA lifer, and not only growing up in Falls Church City, but has spent 20 plus years serving his local community as a public servant in Falls Church City, Fairfax County, and Loudoun County. Chris is able to provide knowledge and professional expertise necessary to assist his clients during one of the biggest decisions of their life, buying or selling their home. While he specializes in the Falls Church and Annandale markets, Chris has created long-lasting relationships with clients all over the Northern VA area. Chris can effectively guide buyers and sellers through this difficult process with personal attention, integrity, and an in-it-to-win-it approach. When not writing offers or searching for homes for his clients, Chris can be found investing in one of his 2 greatest passions, his family and basketball. As a former colleague athlete, Chris can be found coaching, training, and or officiating all levels of basketball across the DMV area. Welcome, Chris. That is amazing. And I'm so excited to have you here.
Excited to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. Next, let's go with Jeff Taylor. Jeff, thank you for being here. Jeff Taylor is a long life resident of Virginia. He graduated from James Madison High School in George Mason University. He has been a licensed realtor since 2004, and in 2008, Jeff obtained a Class A Virginia contractor's license and built a successful residential and commercial construction business, offering professional and quality interior and exterior renovations. Ready to tackle the real estate market once again, Jeff's goals are to assist clients in safely procuring quality properties for a great value. His success is predicted upon honesty, diligence, and his expertise in both construction, real estate, and property management. In his downtime, Jeff can be found cheering on all of the local Washington, D.C. sports teams with his wife and 2 dogs. And for those that don't know, his wife is Sarah Taylor, the host. Next, let's introduce Miss Linda Chandler, Linda Chandler. Although a native of the Northern Virginia area, Linda has experience living in Dallas, Texas, and internationally as a member of the Foreign Service family. She's been an active member of the Falls Church City community for nearly 20 years and has a passion for service as well as real estate. Linda has laser focus and an unmatched drive to help her clients' dream of owning a home become reality. Her hard work, determination, and hospitality background makes her the perfect fit for residents looking to buy, sell, or invest in the local market. Linda doesn't position herself as just a real estate agent. Instead, she becomes an invaluable resource and ally to her clients by providing them outstanding service and always putting their needs first. Outside of her Arlington-based office, Linda enjoys spending time with her 3 children, Washington Capitals, and planning her next adventure somewhere across the globe. I'm curious where your next adventure will be, Miss Linda, because that would be amazing. Actually, I don't even have to ask you. I think you're already there. I see it.
Actually, St. Martin.
Nice,
Oh,
St. Martin. I think Katie likes St. Martin a little bit too. I love
Awesome.
that. Well, those are some amazing introductions, Martha. And I'd love to point out just one interesting thing. And this doesn't happen. If you are from Northern Virginia, you know for a fact this doesn't happen very often. But the ratio of OG Northern Virginia people on this call is off the charts. Literally, Martha and Jenna and myself are the only people on this call that aren't originally from here. And that leads me to introducing our guest today.
I would love for you to do that, Sarah.
Yes, I know. They've been patiently waiting.
I'd love to just do a introduction of yourself because you are a host.
Me?
You are a host of the show.
I will let you say something about me.
Yes, I will say a thing or two about Miss Sarah King Taylor, an award-winning realtor, business owner, entrepreneur, real estate marketing consultant, career development coach, philanthropist, podcaster, and author. As owner of the Virginia-based JS Realty team and Samson Properties, Sarah has spent nearly 2 decades cultivating a profitable, client-driven, internationally recognized brand beyond her thriving career in real estate. Sarah educates peers and budding entrepreneurs in both one-on-one and group settings. She co-hosts a weekly podcast that explores what it takes to create success and supports a wide variety of nonprofit organizations. Additionally, she has appeared as an industry expert on Bloomberg TV, CNBC, and the Travel Channel. Her proudest achievement is a coordination of a partnership between the National Association of Realtors and the American Foundation for the Blind, which strives to ensure greater transactional access and career opportunities within the real estate industry for individuals living with vision loss. I could not let you go without introducing your wonderful self. So thank you.
Thank you, Martha. That was quite the introduction. I feel myself turning red already. So thank you. I'm very grateful for that. And we have joining our show today, one of them is, or both of them actually buyers and interested in real estate in the Northern Virginia area. Both of them actually are from the DC, I would say the DMV, the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. And first up, I would love to introduce Dana And Dana comes to us from Maryland. She works for Bold Blind Beauty, and she is a writer and editor for the magazine, and actually the organization. Fun fact about her is she also was an esthetician. So back to who is in the beauty industry on the show, that would be Dana. And I can't forget to let you guys know that Jenna on the call was also in the aesthetics world. So that's why everybody's so gorgeous on this show today. And welcome, Dana. So glad that you're here. I know you have some fun questions for us, but I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about what you're up to and what makes you interested in real estate in general.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I am a business developer, entrepreneurial type person. I love business and different entities in regards to business, and just, looking for options for real estate.
I love that. Love that. And it's such a broad topic. I know when we spoke earlier, you might have some questions for our experts in the room, but I'll let you tell us a little bit more about that later. So glad you're here. Thank you for joining us, Dana.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yes, and one of my favorites and an OG of OGs in the DC area is Daryl Barnes. Welcome, Daryl. So glad that you could join us today. Daryl comes to us from DC, and he is definitely what I would call a true connector. This man connects more people in a day than I probably connect people in a year. But what he's up to is working with either commercial buildings or events, or think residential, anybody that's looking for clean air, which is a huge topic these days. Gerald and Dana both work in that industry as well and are working on a indoor clean air initiative and providing products and resources to help us stay virus and bacteria free. So welcome to the show, Gerald. How are you today?
Well, after that, Sarah, I am fabulous. Wow, I feel like just standing on top of a mountain right now and say, oh, but thanks, Sarah. Daryl Barnes here, businessman for a few years, not too many.
Just a couple.
And the connection is right for everybody as long as they want to be connected. You put it in front of me and I'm going to share what I know, and then we'll both know some great things. And knowing Sarah and Jeff and now the rest of the team, Dana and I are just feel honored to be able to ask some questions because it's time to look at being a Virginian.
Nice. I love it. Thank you, Gerald. I'm so glad you're here. And I kind of think that leaves us at, you guys might be wondering what you're up to and why you're even here today. I would love to share a little bit more about that. One of the things that we would like to think about today is how we're asking our real estate questions and what's happening when those answers are coming through. And I just opened the floor up to ask the direct question is, where do you think most people go when they have an initial real estate question? Anybody feel free to chime in there. I see Martha over there. Google, yes. Google or some other search engine. And oftentimes, as you know, there can be fake news on Google. There can actually, sometimes even people plant wrong information purposely. Or I think the most common thing is we're asking Google a question, but we're not really translating what we really intend to ask. And so sometimes there needs to be an expert on the other line and somebody that's able to ask more questions and actually maybe dive a little deeper into possibly what is the direct question that you're trying to ask, and how does that relate to the expert on the other side. So we'd like to have everybody here today have just a little bit of fun. I mean, actually a lot of fun. And we have a role player who is going to be on the opposite side of either Dana or Gerald. And what Dana and Gerald, what you get to do is ask the role player, who's going to be a version of Google, basically, any sort of search engine that you can imagine, and ask a real estate question. You'll have 3 minutes. And within that 3 minutes, what's going to happen is there'll be a back and forth conversation, and there's going to be a potential answer. The answer may be correct, and the answer may not be correct. Typical for how search engines generally pop up is maybe you're getting the right answer, maybe you're not. After that is done, we're going to ask the experts in the room whether it was the correct answer or not, and then have them elaborate a little bit further into the topic. Once that's done, we'll come up for our next contestant, and then we'll do the same thing again. So looking to have a little bit of fun with you today, and I would like to, Martha, just have you introduce our role player.
Yes, and that role player will be me.
Martha is your role player. Drum roll. So I would like to ask Dana first. Dana, Martha is your role player, and she's basically going to be any search engine that you want to enter your question into. Tell Martha what your question is, and then you guys will go back and forth a little bit. Once your 3 minutes is up, we'll let you know, and then we'll find out whether it's a truth or a lie.
Sounds good.
All right. So we'll get the timer up. And Dana, if you want to go ahead and get started, go ahead and let Martha know what your question is.
In regards to interest rates for mortgages, what would be, in times of COVID, what would be the best mortgage to do in this time with 15 years, 30 years? What would be the best?
Well, based on my research knowledge calculations and so the best suggestion for the type of loan, is that your question?
Yes.
In this year that we're in with COVID, what would be best looking 15, 30 years from now? That is your question?
Yes.
Okay. I would say that the best loan would be, if you could, conventional, but if not, the FHA loan, because, you know, we don't know how it's going to look like in a year or two with COVID. And right now the situation, you know, is still kind of, it looks like we're getting better, but then a wave comes by. So search engine answers that the FHA loan would be your best option. And by the way, Dana, I have no knowledge on mortgage loans or anything of that sort. So this is Google answering with, or this is the search engine answering as best as she could. That would be my answer.
Okay.
Dana, do you have another question for anything further, or are you complete and understand her answer?
Well, I understand her answer as far as that. And I guess my next question would be, what would be a better investment as far as property?
Good question.
All right.
What would be a better investment as far as property? That is a great question, Dana. The best investment as far as properties would be a condo. My answer would be a condo, because you have, because you have, if you have the full service 24-hour service downstairs in the building, you have, you know, more protection, more service of the crew in the building. And with a single family home, it's a lot harder, especially in the times that we have now with COVID. There's not too much certainty. So
well, that was a great try, search engine role player. Dana, I know that you probably realized that maybe those aren't the right answers. So I'd love to ask the room, We have a couple experts in the room. The first question was, in today's times of COVID, what is the better length of mortgage that Dana could consider? Would it be a 15-year mortgage or would it be a 30-year mortgage? Sarah, Alyssa, Katie, you guys are mortgage experts in the room. I'd love for one of you to step up and give us a real answer, because I'm pretty sure FHA is not the answer.
Not FHA, and probably not even 15-year these days, because rates are at a low. They're obviously higher than they've been in the last 15 months, but they're still under 4%, and it's still cheap to borrow money. And why not borrow it long term? A conventional loan with at least 3% down is a great loan. It's a better alternative to FHA. FHA is for people with high debt to income ratios, lower credit scores, and you're paying a lot of mortgage insurance that you could otherwise be putting as a down payment for your property.
And that is the difference between a search engine and a true expert. Thank you, Katie. Drop the mic. The answer doesn't get more concise than that. Dana, does that make sense to you?
Absolutely.
Awesome. You had a second question. And that second question was, what is the better investment in real estate right now? And the answer that the search engine role player gave was condo. And she had a variation of reasons why, but we do have a couple of real estate experts in the room, and I'd love to hear from one of you or several of you on why you think another type of product, or maybe your answer is condo, but what's your opinion, Beth?
I'll jump in. So, Dana, I also, outside of regular real estate, my partner, Jeff, and I run the property management division for Sampson Properties. So I would say pre-COVID times, I think your condo was a good idea for an investment, specifically not as much maintenance as having a townhome, single family home. You've got a roof to contend with, you have the exterior to contend with, you've got landscaping, you've got a lot of other things to deal with. Condos are just a little bit easier to maintain cost effectively. During COVID and post, with the times that we're in, we did see during COVID times, and as Martha had pointed out, we're kind of back and forth as to, are we struggling with the COVID again and the numbers going and things starting to shut down again? One of the things that Jeff and I did see during COVID times is the interest in condos slowing down for rentals. The reason is we were finding more people were needing a place to work from home. So they needed that third bedroom. They needed a designated office space. They needed a basement. They were homeschooling, so the kids were home. So not only did they need a workspace, but they also needed a space for the kids. People were, I'm sure Jenna can tell you, converting their dining rooms into, the school places for their kids to do the homeschooling. So with all the uncertainty and back and forth, we actually saw an increase in our townhomes, but also a lot in single family homes. So I know there's a little bit of unknown right now, but I would say a townhome or a single family is also a good investment. If you're looking at commercial spots, you do have to take into account, how many things shut down during COVID as well, and tenants weren't able to pay their rent or their leases for the commercial spaces. So you're also looking at that side of things as well. We're in such a weird time right now. We don't fully know what's going to happen in the future, but those are just our takes of since COVID, pre-COVID, how everything has been playing out.
Again, that is the difference between an expert and a general answer. So thank you, Beth. And I really appreciate all your explanation. Linda or Jeff, do you have anything to add? I think she wrapped it up nicely, but somebody else might have another opinion.
She stole my thoughts, so that was I'm used to that.
Took the words right out of your mouth.
Exactly what I
Great man.
All right, Dana,
you should rethink. Maybe you're wrong, since I agree with you. No, you're spot on. Good job.
Dana, how did that feel? There's a huge difference in the type of information you got. I just love to hear from you where you are with those answers. And does that bring up anything else that you might have a question about?
Well, I would say with the first question, I was already suspicious of the FHA loan. I was like, I don't know if that sounds completely accurate. And then with the investment, I was like, I'm not sure if a condo is the way to go, So I think how it was broken down, it makes sense to me.
I love that. And it's always hard to go first. So even just great job on going first, Dana. I totally appreciate you. But that leaves us next up for Gerald. Gerald, what kind of question do you have today for a role player? Who would you like her to be?
Well, it's a tough act following Dana. Jeez, man.
Always.
Okay, Martha.
I'm ready.
She's
I'm
ready.
search engine.
My question is, how does a person with disabilities find the right spot to live that would accommodate not only the challenge of getting around, but finding the right transportation spots?
Ooh, great question. I want to ask you a question just to simplify this. So let's say there's an error on this search. You got to reframe the question a little bit. Or is this any type of home, or are you looking for a specific type of home?
Okay, Martha. Find me a home, single family home in a non-rural area that would accommodate a person with disabilities.
Okay. My answer to you, Gerald, would be the first resource is to find an amazing agent, amazing realtor in the area that you're looking at this home for. Specifically, if you were looking for in the area, Northern Virginia area, you'd look for any one of our expert realtors here. Because they know the area, they know the transportation, they know the shops, they know obviously the home. So anything surrounding that gives you so much of the access. Where's access to that? Now, for a home, my knowledge is that there are not too many with disability access, and typically you can build that on, like a ramp or something. This is one thing I'm thinking about. But as far as, disability access to going to a grocery store, maybe a nearby bus stop, those are things that you can reach out to the realtor, ask, and they will make it far easier to search for those spots that are nearby that preferred property. That is my answer.
Well, that helps me out a whole lot. Now, my next question is, I have a few dollars in my pocket, and I'm looking for the right investment to really see my money grow in real estate. And I'm looking also to find out if there's any specific type commercial, residential facilities in the Northern Virginia area where one of the experts, I don't know about the experts yet, but that Google could help me find. I mean, that Martha could help me find.
Google, search engine. So you're looking for a investment property, you have a couple dollars, money to put in as in an investment property, whether that is residential or commercial. Is that your question?
That's my question.
Okay. Great question, Daryl.
Well, it looks like you've lost your connection, Daryl, and your session has timed out.
Oh, no.
But don't worry, we have time to ask the real expert. So thank you, Martha. That was a great job. I'm going to leave this out to the crew. What say you experts on getting around as far as transportation and purchasing a home for someone with disabilities. I'd open the floor up. Was she correct or incorrect or maybe a little correct?
I'm not trying to take over the whole conversation, but I'm happy to jump in on this one. Sarah recently connected us, and we worked with a gentleman that is sight impaired, and we just had a really good lesson on this not too long ago. And Martha is correct. You've got to have an agent that is willing to go the extra mile for whichever handicap that may be. In this case, with the sight impaired, he definitely opened us up to what it's like to go through a showing process with somebody that is blind, what to look for him, how to talk him through the showing. He was like, tell me where the light fixture is, tell me what type of countertops it is, everything, every detail that we take for granted, and just over detail with him, over explain everything. And so it was a really great process. But I think the big thing is getting with an agent that's willing to take the extra time to go to each of these properties that you may or may not be interested in, and walking them. Where is there construction going on that maybe their wheelchair can't get to the subway or wherever it is? Is there not a great entrance for them to be able to see? Do they have everything needed, ADA compliant, everything, to be able to get them to access the property? So a lot of that is digging in. It's a lot of research on a real estate agent's side of things. We're looking at where you can go to the certain bus stop where everything is the construction, everything. It's a lot of research, a lot of time, and if you get with an agent that's willing to go that extra mile for you, like they should, it can be done.
Amazing, Beth. I completely agree. Linda, I saw you come off mute. I think you have something to add.
Not much. I think Beth kind of really hit the nail on the head, that talking with an agent is probably one of the most important things you can do. Narrowing or having a good solid conversation about what, in terms of disability, what the needs are of the home buyer or the renter or however it may be, and then probably setting up parameters that you can search in the system and try to figure out, because there are things within our search criteria related to people with disabilities. And then probably the biggest part that Beth spoke to was your agent previewing these properties, before you take the time to bring your client out, because, working together, you'll be able to narrow down what your client really is looking for. And then, once you've determined that, then you can take the client and preview. And I'm just repeating what she said. So
You didn't. You added so much more there. And what I love to point out is the distinction that you guys spoke to different disabilities as well. We should all be clear that it is not a singular type there. So really understanding that person's needs. And these days we have amazing apps, right, Daryl? We've got the Metro Access Bus, and you guys have resource and access to other transportation models. So it's understanding what transportation's working for you and how we line that up in accordance to what real estate's available around you and what your needs are.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing that I really share with everyone too, because I am a person with a visual disability, but I'm an advocate for people with disabilities, and all of us really have something. But like in a case of a physical disability, and matching as you all said, a great real estate professional, there's a lot of money that's being missed in that search for homes, because people just can't get that little bit of extra. And if they get that little bit of extra, it's definitely going to help them take you to a community of people that really could line the pockets, and you can help a community really continue to grow and do the things that all communities should be able to do.
Sarah should
Wow.
maybe give herself a little props to a little project that she's working on educating on that. I don't know. Maybe you want to talk about that real quick, what you're working on, Sarah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know this was going to come up today, but thank you, Beth. What a great segue. Yes, I am actively working on a couple of programs. Jenna and Martha and I are developing a seminar for disabled individuals all about buying homes. And so providing information, resources, and access to information and experts and resources to those who are disabled, which to your point, Gerald, is most all of us. And but also opening up how we can assist and accommodate their needs and what's special and beautiful about who they are and what they're offering to the community. So I'm working on that. I am also working on a special project with the National Association of Realtors and the American Foundation for the Blind in creating education for realtors about how to work with visibly challenged and blind individuals. So excited to be working on that project, and I'll be collaborating with them as they adjust their 2022 version of their diversity certificate. And what we'll be doing in that and collaborating with them is adding to that information and giving realtors access to more information about how to work with blind individuals and becoming educated about working with blind individuals or visually impaired individuals. So thank you, Beth. I didn't know I was going to mention that today, but that's some amazing access. So, and yes, we feel passionate about working with all individuals, especially in an area where we can be of great assistance and helping people achieve what's going to be their final legacy and something that they can pass on for generations to come. So
that is worth sharing and not meant to be hidden.
Thank you. Thanks, Martha. So Gerald, Dana, you guys are absolutely fun and amazing and full of beautiful questions. I thought those were great questions, and I don't know about anybody else on this call, but along the way, I learned a lot. And I just love to point out that, you know, it's always better to put yourself in the company of local experts and amazing, good-hearted experts. And that's who's on this call today. And I know everybody on this call is here to help others when it comes to real estate. I wanted to thank you for joining us today. Martha, you made the best role player, and it was a lot of fun to do that with you. So thank you as well. And Bob, not sorry, Bob. Daryl, tell me a little bit about your thoughts on joining the show and what your experience was like today.
Fun. Asking, okay, Martha was really a fun twist to doing this type of segment, and it really just opened my eyes to some other things that I can be doing to develop business, and then also definitely referring people to this platform when needed. You know, it's great to be involved with professionals, and the professionalism just kind of just was sitting there as everyone just took in the questions and then we're ready to answer. So it was a good experience, and I learned some more about how to really leave, well, not you, Martha, but Google alone and go to the expert.
I'm the fun
love it.
part. As long as you explain to everyone that I'm the fun part, I'm not the expert. We got the experts over here. I'm just the fun part.
You who are fun. Okay, Martha.
And Dana, give us a little bit of feedback on what your experience was like today.
Sarah, you and your team are amazing. You're a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman. I just love you and having the opportunity to meet your team of experts. This was really a good thing to do. I don't really think people realize when they do searches, they might not be getting the right stuff because they think when you do search engines, it's the gospel. And it's a tool, but it can't replace the actual experts. So this was great. This was fun. I enjoyed it. So thank you, Sarah, for inviting me and Geraldine.
Yeah, me
No,
too.
I'm
Sarah.
so glad you guys could join us. So special having both of you here. And Dana, you are 100% correct. There is nothing that can really replace the sage truth that you're going to get from an expert in real time. So thank you for joining our show. I want to remind you that you can connect with all of our experts through the link that we're going to post in the chat. And all you have to do is click that link, scroll down, you'll be able to find a bio about your expert and all of their information to contact them directly. Love to remind you to follow the JS Realty team, the Simons team. You can follow both of our teams on Instagram, Facebook, or check us out on our website. And please refer anybody that you know that might have real estate questions in general. It can be about anything. It could be about renovations. It could be about investing. It could be about property management, lending. Lending is one of the more complicated topics where we find people have a lot of insecurity about. So if you have people asking questions, let them join our show. All they need to do is contact one of us and we'll get them registered. But thank you all. I had a great time with you. This was a great 50 minutes of my day. And I hope to see you all again soon.
I agree. Thank you, everyone.
Great
care.
job, everybody.
Nice to meet you
Everyone.
guys.
Dana.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.